I am going to do this breath work seated in a chair. You can do this seated on the floor. You can do this standing. You can do this lying down. So feel free to explore those options. All of the breath work is something to practice and definitely to experience more than once. So it can be interesting to change your relationship to gravity. I am sitting in the chair because enables us to really find this nice relationship in the torso, because this is a 3-part breath. And we are going to be organizing that breath from high to middle to low, and from low to middle to high. So just getting comfortable, feel free to move around a little bit. Don't forget your settle in and your check-in. All right, so our high part of the breath is up around the throat. And our middle part of the breath is right here. It's our diaphragm, or thoracic diaphragm. And our low part of the breath is, you can think pelvic floor, pelvis. And each one of these is very three-dimensional. I like to think of them as, it's like undulating hula hoops. The hula hoops are like a little bit soft though. So there's this responsiveness. Even though they are one over top of another, it's not rigid. It's not like a rigid column. It's got this beautiful, soft, undulating quality. Now, when we take the breath in, I invite you to do it so softly that it can just slip right down the center of those hula hoops, not touching the sides, the front and the back. So here we go. We're going to take an inhale, and we're going to feel the breath go in through the throat and down through the thoracic diaphragm, continue down to the pelvic floor. And then it exhales from the pelvic floor, moving up through that diaphragm, right up through the throat and out the nose. And we'll do it again. Now just continuing with this breath and taking your awareness past the breath to sensation in your body. If you are holding somewhere, you can just let it soften and relax. And that might mean you move around a little bit. That's perfectly fine. I did not suggest this, but you can close your eyes. That can be really helpful moving inside the body. And also I invite you to notice places where they feel a little numb. That is actually a sensation, because it's a lack of sensation. So it's a feeling, I should say. So numbness is a feeling. It's a lack of sensation. I'm feeling a lack of sensation. And in those areas, you can send the breath there or jiggle around. And we just continue. And how long your breaths are, it's very individual. I will have you notice though, if your exhale is a lot shorter than your inhale, see if you can balance them. Noticing if you're holding in the belly, can you release it? Maybe putting the hands there is helpful. So this three-part breath not only moves downwards and upwards, it expands outwards. But the expanding is more like a slow saturating rather than a pushing out. Anything that feels held, restricted, tense, see if you can soften it. And it's okay if you can't. Some of our habits of tension and holding have been there a really long time, or they come from a place of deep necessity. So it's okay if we start to discover that, wow, that is like, I keep trying to let that go and that will not let go. It's okay. Everything in process. Doesn't have to be today, doesn't have to be tomorrow. How about let's just be really interested in the fact that we found it. We didn't even know it was there. So we can sit with that for a good while. And just 2 more breaths on your own time, from the top to the middle, to the bottom, make a U-turn and back out. And then just letting all of that directed breath go, sitting in quiet. If you yawn, like I just did, that means we're relaxing. That's not a bad thing at all. And then just looking inwards and asking yourself the question, how do I feel? And we can softly open our eyes to finish our beautiful 3-part breath.